No doubt a number of you have made New Year's resolutions, but if you're like most of us, 40%, according to one report on New Year's resolutions, your resolution has already fallen by the wayside, unfortunately, and that's a pretty common thing, I think. So why is it so hard to make resolutions stick? And in my experience, there are two reasons for this. The first one is timing. You know, there are stages to the healing process, and one of those stages is all about committing to ourselves on a new level and resolving to take action in our lives in a way that's in alignment with that new commitment to ourselves. And the trick to the smoothest healing experience is always to connect with the particular stage that the most of you is in at any given moment. When you do that, what's required of you, the actions and so forth, they become relatively effortless. But on the other hand, when you're trying to make a stage happen, it requires a lot of effort, and it's going to be very hard to sustain. And I think that's probably what's happening with a lot of our New Year's resolutions. You know, the New Year might be a great time to make resolutions, but it may not be the best time for you. But what I suggest you do is pay closer attention to the themes that are coming up in your life and see if you can trust them a little more, and in that way become more familiar with the rhythm of the stages of the process that you're in. The second reason that resolutions fizzle has to do with the motivation for making the resolution in the first place. I suggest that if we looked more closely, we'd notice that there was a subtle feeling of worthlessness and a story that goes something like, you know, oh, I hate the way I look in these jeans, or what's wrong with me? I got to get my crap together, you know. In essence, it's the pushing against a part of ourselves that's propelling us into the resolution. But it's a fact of healing that we can never push against ourselves. We can never push against a part of ourselves with enough force to actually escape it. The feeling of worthlessness and the story that goes along with it doesn't go away just because we look better in the mirror or because our closet is more organized or streamlined or something like that. So, you know, when resolutions are made from that place, it becomes pretty difficult to justify maintaining the new action when the reason for doing it was so we didn't have to feel that part of ourselves or hear ourselves tell that story. But what we've actually got to do is we've got to bring more awareness to that feeling and the story and actually give it permission to be felt without pushing it away. When we do that, our heart is actually opening to a disowned part of ourselves, and we're integrating that part as opposed to pushing it away. And when that part of us is more integrated, we can hold it with more compassion. And when that's the case, our resolutions will tend to be motivated by a desire for greater wholeness. That's where the resolution will come from, a desire for greater wholeness as opposed to pushing a part of ourselves away. And when that's coupled with the right timing that I mentioned earlier, I think you'll find that the change will happen so quickly and completely that you'll really be surprised. So I hope this video has been useful or interesting considering the timing, and I look forward to, if you found this interesting, please like and share it, pass it along to someone who you think might find it interesting, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And in the meantime, happy resolution making.